Voice, seeing? Yeah, man. Keep it locked right there, sir. On to Zion we go. Lion voice don't move slow, no. Rastafari rules and reigns, and we're going where the blessings flow. Keep it locked right there, sir. Seeing? Rashida said that. Lion's voice.
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it takes the dust. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is the Lion's Voice.
African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Rastafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like I do. Empress on the front line, we need you. Well, this is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
I will never stop, hail the Most High, and I will never stop, call Rastafari. Blessed love, this is Kushite representing for the Lion's Voice. We are here to tell our own story, Rastafari.
Empress Manel, and I young science. Oh, you're wrong. Universally unfold, be told. Oh. Blessed love, this is Itege Idama, and it's time for the lioness and the lion's voices to be heard. This is the Lion's Voice, Rastafari.
Yo, blazing fire, yeah man, this is Racindio out of Belize, and the time has come for the lions to tell our own story, right? Yeah man, we blaze fire, burning the wicked and the dirty vampire. Yeah man, Racindio, say that, blazing fire, lion boy.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the Lion's Voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the Lion's Voice, Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the Lion Voice, because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here, hear me now. Yeah, the Lion's Voice. Raw.
Well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice.
Food that nourishes the body.
ITAL Food Festival, Sunday, March 15, 2026.
This is ITAL, a delicious celebration of plant-powered foods, conscious living, and shared wisdom.
Local artisans, marketplace, cultural performances, and fun for the whole family.
From 12 noon at the President's Ground, St. Anne's. ITAL Food Festival, Sunday, March 15th,
2026.
ITAL is vital.
Yeah, Rastafari, Emperor Selassie the First. Tell the people about Empress Mene. Well, even if the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, but to the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start ball, cause they see the city streets them flood. But when the hurricane blow down their wall, I'll be by your side and me now but think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, your love was a lifeline. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, that light was a lifeline. It seems like the world is upside down. I will never hide, I'd rather stand my ground. Lion of Judah blessed with the triple crown. Can't come fool I with no circus clown. Now fear no hurricane or the cyclone. Respect for Mama Earth with that embedded on me bone. That's why I will never leave you alone. Protect you from harm when the alarm sound. So even when the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, to the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start mal, but they see their city streets them flood. When the hurricane blow down our wall, I'll be by your side and me not budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, your light was a lifeline. I think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, your love was a lifeline. They say hurt people, maybe that's why Babylon them so evil. Maybe Babylon abused as a child.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I the First. Glory and honor in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Banso, aka the Chasmach Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man. I'm a creative industry attorney, I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Voice Live. Welcome to Lion Voice Live and welcome to the Lion Voice Network. We are the Lions are telling our own story tonight. Special episode. We are celebrating the Battle of Adwa, the African victory, the battle that changed the whole landscape of African freedom and redemption. This is a special day for all Pan-Africans, and we're going to have a special guest, the Honorable Jerry Small. We're waiting for him to come in with us, overcoming a little technical difficulties. We'll have him here shortly, but we're going to talk about it. This is one of the great African victories out there, so it's something that we can't let pass. As we hold the post as Rastafari independent non-aligned media, there are certain responsibilities that we realize that we have now, and part of that is to make sure that we have a presence on this day. Why am I showing this photo? This photo, which big up Mama Ascali, who found the photo. This photo was taken by Ras Makonnen before he marched off to the Battle of Adwa, so that he could remember what he's fighting for. And in the center is Lige Tafedi Makonnen. And I think one of these youths is Ras Emaru. I don't know who the other youth is. But this, precious photo, just shows you Battle of Adwa. And you can already see that Christ consciousness. You look in the eyes of the king, you see the power, you see that tremendous power and that tremendous strength. So I wanted to share that. Before we get into the whole vibration, of the Battle of Adwa. We want to also just keep at the top of our mind that there was a major disaster and that the Rastafari community is in need of strength. We do have a GoFundMe going on, so I'm going to just play this video for the ones them to see that we still do need that strength, you know what I mean?
Phase of the RMO mapping has revealed a painful truth. Half the story has not yet been told.
Ethan's Bingy. That's his love. And I follow from the Rasta. The RMO. Rastafari Mansions.
I love.
Miss Melissa. And this is where she left me. Tear down my place, smash it down. Build it up to use it, available material, splice now the material and get it up to this level. That's right. Work on it to get the rest of the material until we get it fully started. I would say
Special Battle Adwa edition tonight, family. Share the link, like.
Homes have been
subscribe.
destroyed beyond repair. Elders who have served as the backbone of the community are amongst the most at risk.
We're going to need a work there. So for anyone I and I who can help out the bridging, because same space there now, the house up on top so the whole light top gone and concrete house that, and then you have a little business place on the right here, so that gone too. And one next little place on the over here, so that gone same there. So there them can see where I go and also say yes, I'm like badly affected. The kind of on the seafront right here, so I said go. One love and do give thanks. Rastafari.
The community is experiencing food insecurity, with its next meal not guaranteed. Elders and families are sleeping exposed to the elements under makeshift shelters of tarpaulins. Many elders who are living alone now have no immediate support within reach. The situation is not one of temporary discomfort. It is a reality of survival and health under threat. The data has confirmed that the storm has pushed vulnerable communities beyond the edge. But housing is only part of the damage. The storm has not only damaged homes, it has shattered livelihoods.
Oh, now you done.
Before the storm, the RMO's Sacramental Committee, known to the public as the Rastafari and Grassroots Ganja Growers Association, had registered over 150 sacramental ganja sites with legal right to cultivate ganja. For decades, ganja has served as a primary livelihood for many Rastafari families, economically and spiritually. But the hurricane devastated these ganja farms. Income has blown away overnight. At the same time, Rastafari centers have suffered severe damage. These centers are not just buildings. They are living institutions. Some are spaces for Nyabingi groundations for spiritual communion, passing on of historical and cultural teaching where elders pass down the glory of African history, Rastafari liberty, and the mission of repatriation. Others serve as homes for the care and protection of the elderly. While others have a focus on farming and economic activity. Today, this diverse legacy of Rastafari is under threat. Yet in the face of loss and adversity, something extraordinary has emerged. Across Jamaica, the diaspora, and the African continent, unity amongst the Rastafari community is rising to a level never before achieved.
Give thanks, give thanks. We're not going to waste any time. This is a special edition. Big up all the sponsors, Frontline Books, Ramir King Design, Wally King Design, Brother Carl, Phil Potts, all of the ones them. We're reasoning with some new sponsors that we'll be bringing on board shortly. So we have a lot going. But I'm going to introduce our guests for the evening. We're going to be going into some Ethiopian history. We see World War III is escalating right now. We can connect it to what's happening right now. So Lion Pride, help I to welcome our great elder, statesman, radio host, commentator. I can keep going. He's I and I family. I'm happy to say that part. The great Bongo Jerry, royal blessings. You have to unmute yourself there, Bongo Jerry. Unmute yourself. Greeting.
Okay.
Yes, there you go. There
Let
you
me
go. You did it. You did it. You did it.
Okay. Okay now?
Yes, I.
All right.
Give thanks. Give
Greetings
thanks.
to everyone.
Welcome, welcome forward. It's been a little bit of time, but I was driving and I said, you know what? We can't make Battle of Adwa pass and we don't go through this history, especially what's happening right now. You know, one of the most blatant war of aggression that we have seen, you know, taking place right now. And, you know, we have to remember where we're coming from. And so I wanted to give the global family a treat tonight and get a master historian to talk about the Battle of Adwa. Give us a background on the Battle of Adwa and why it was important from a Pan-African perspective.
Well, just like what is going on now, the European meetings, the European nations had been meeting after they rape Africa, after them start rape Africa intensely from 1492. And going there and dividing and ruling by making deals with some African to sell out other African. Well, they did that from 1492 for 400 years. That carry almost up to 1892 when his mother was born. What about it carry up to 1892 for 404 years?
Yes, I.
They must doing this raping and looting, right? So after transporting hundreds of millions of African prisoners into a prison camp, a work camp, they decide now that they want to occupy Africa.
God.
So they kept a meeting of all of the European nations. And do you know that they keep meeting before they go into these nations here right now?
Yes, 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 yes.
So they keep a meeting in Germany to decide now. They have raped out the population of Africa and transported them. They now want to take the land itself. So they keep a meeting in Germany. Will last from 1 year to another year. The meeting starts in 1884. And they meet and them have a whole big room full of maps. Them have map cover each wall and them have globe. Them have small globe where spin on an axis and them have big globe. And them meeting from 1884 to 1885. Deciding which nation and which nation out of Europe go and get which piece of Africa. And them say they always have tribal war, you know, more than Africa. You know. The European usually have tribal war amongst themselves more than African. But some of them teach them, say, if we can get together and make a peace treaty, then we can go and capture other people and do have no tribal war amongst ourselves.
Yes.
So the first big conference like that, they had small ones before. But the first big conference like that was in 1884, go right back to 1885.
Make we call some name, Bongo Jerry, like Otto von Bismarck. When you call a name like that.
Bismarck. You know, this man was chancellor and leader of Germany. I have leaders of all different countries. You have Leopold even before this time.
Yes.
You have the one named Leopold who come from Belgium.
Who was pulling the strings.
Yes, but he might teach from early, you know. He might teach from more than 50. Matter of fact, he was teaching from in the 1830s. So that means 50 years before the Berlin Conference, he was the main teacher.
Yes.
Well, his brother be the king of England because the family them spread out over Europe and the one family.
Okay.
Him brother be the king of England and him be the king of Belgium. Right?
Yes.
And him sister be him sister be the wife of the king of England.
Okay. The whole of them intertwined.
Yes, and them sister and her husband have 9 picnic, 5 boy and 4 girl.
Okay.
But there's a girl now named Victoria. She are the first one in a line.
Okay.
So now, some of my brother dead, but them dead off. So she first in line. And when she 18-year-old, she become Queen of England now.
Okay.
She become Queen of England as a teenager. But she very sharp. And she become Queen of England before the so-called abolition of slavery, you know.
Okay.
That some people in a St. Anne in a Jamaica, some of the African, here say she very smart and she more advanced more than the other royalty them before, and she more humane. So them write her a letter from St. Anne in about 1837, 38, and say, no, after them years enslavement free, 1834, them write her a letter and say, we here say the enslavement free, because the enslavement is really free now, but them go back but draw a clause, say, you have to stay under 5-year apprenticeship or work for the planter. So them trick the people. So when you was a little boy, you ever hear people, when you have to go back to school from holiday, you ever hear people say your free paper burn?
Yes.
Well, that is that thing we talk amongst young people in Jamaica from before me born. Yes. You get especially some holiday last 2 months. And you get so used to the 2-month long holiday that it come back like you now come back to school. But coming down to the end of August now, you start hear your elder them say you have to take wash out. And you have to do this and you have to do that. And you have to measure back your foot to get some new shoes if them can afford shoes. And when you ask them why all these things for, them say you're going back to school. But you never remember say school are going to open back, you know. So they're picking them and tell you say you're free paper bun because you did get paper say you're free. But the paper bun up. Well, it's the same way the announcement come out and a paper say the African is emancipated from slavery. And little more them decide to hold on Pan-African some more years. And the African here say you're free paper bun, you know, you have to go and serve apprenticeship.
Okay.
Well, when the Queen of England, when this young teenage Queen of England get the letter from St. Anne, say we hear that we're free and them now are free. We should write back and tell them, say, just obey your master them and behave on yourself and you'll get everything. Just, you know, so they were very disappointed when they hear that this young queen also turned them down. Well, anyway, now, his our uncle was coaching her.
Okay.
So from Shippy Crown now, from before Shippy Crown, him start visit our regular England, you know. Because him there Belgium. And Belgium and Germany are one people, you know.
Yes.
And the Angles in England. Is England name after the Angles.
Yes.
The Angles, them are same German, them, you know, and the Saxon, them are same German.
Yeah, man.
So one family
tribes. Even the
Germanic tribe.
Even the Visigoths and all them people, they are German too.
Yes. And all those used to be called the barbarians, you know.
Yes.
Because they never used to shave them beard.
Yes.
And when Roma ruled for much years and the Grecian ruled for much years, the German tribe was still very was still very warify and don't command no great law and discipline. And it's them the Romans used to call barbarian. Barbarian mean man we have on beard. So anyway, this Leopold we mashed down a piece of Africa more than any other one. And he mashed down Belgium and met the Belgian Congo.
Yeah.
So him a coach him little niece now, where is the world empire? Him a create an empire in Africa, you know, but him cousin them in England don't create a world empire around the whole world.
Yeah,
so him
man.
see it as him beautiful left Belgium and go to England and start coach this young girl even before she crown.
Yes.
Well, him coach her. So him been coaching her from 1830, like the mid 1830s, you know. And it's way up in 1885, 50 years later, the same coach where him a coach them, lead to the whole of the Germanic tribe, keep a conference at Berlin. And say, make we divide up Africa now occupy it. After we take out the people, make we go in and go occupy it and make we go live. Now, Cecil Rhodes, one of the greatest students in the English colonialism and imperialism. And when him a 19-year-old, him go Africa, you know. For him brother have some diamond mine in Africa. But although him brother older than him so smart and bright that he improved the exploitation and the robbery down there. Within a couple of years, him down there with him brother. And him go back to college after that at Oxford after he was there before. That them all make a scholarship off of him named Rhodes Scholarship.
Yes.
But why them admire him so much? Him give them the plan of to colonize Africa and bring in some of the African leader as them deputy colonizer.
Yes.
Him tell them, say, when you go to Africa, when the British company go to Africa, and the first British company go to Africa in a slavery or in a capture, and it's a royal family company. No? Why the rich people have company, but the royal family have a company too.
Yes.
So Rhodes show them, say, when you go to Africa, you take a big piece of the land, and you set up a commissioner for it. Him is like a king or a chief, a paramount chief. Then you bring in some of the African chief near you and tell them, say, we could have conquered you and capture you, but we're not going to do that. We are going to bring you in as giant ruler with our white man. So some of the Africans now feel good to be an honorary white. And then join up all 5 African chief territory with the English company territory and call it a federation. You hear me?
Okay, yes.
And then say when the black man in this federation with the white man, I'm going to feel so good that I'm going to go help for conquering people. So that is how you get the Federation of Nyasaland and the Federation of Northern Rhodesia, when named after Rhodes and Southern Rhodesia. And where you believe Cecil Rhodes get the idea of the Federation from?
Where?
Him get it from the United States who do it 100 years before.
Okay.
For when the English servant leave England and go kill off the Red Indian and capture America for England, you know.
Yes.
But after him capture America for England over 150 years, him find same King of England and hang him like a Red Indian.
Yes.
So him decide to broke from England now and be independent and say him no have no more king. And that's how you get the American Revolution.
Yes. Did you
so
see
after the American
one second. Did you see Marco Rubio's speech at the Munich conference that happened the other day?
No.
Okay, because he was giving an account of America's connection to Europe as a great European civilization. So
yeah, this is Europe bastard picnic.
Yes.
The American white people is Europe bastard picnic. And it's people who the most persecuted and run out of England and Europe, you know. So them same people them persecute, go abroad now, go kill off the Indian and have enough land now. But them not handle them like them relative. So the Americans say, since you not handle like relative, and you charged with tax, we not pay no tax and we were broke from you. So the 13 colony broke away. But after them broke away now, them reason with one another and say, you know, say if we do 13 and we join up together, we go stronger. So each one of the colonies is a nation, you know that?
Yes.
Each one of the colonies is a white nation, them call them state. Just like how Jamaica is a state, or Ethiopia is a state.
Yes.
But how them get the idea for join up together as 13 states join up in a one? You know, says the Red Indian teach them about federation.
Yes, they were seeing.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yes, they were looking at the
The
government.
Red Indian. The
Yes,
Red Indian tribe, them always war with one another, you know. But some of the wiser one smoke a pipe and make peace.
Yes.
That's why you get peace pipe, you know.
Yes.
Some of the wiser Red Indian, all 10 tribe of them smoke a pipe together, make peace, and the hatchet to them usually take chop off them one another and scalp one another. Then dig a hole and bury the hatchet in the hole before the pipe burn out. That's where you get the term to go and bury the hatchet and live in peace with your neighbor.
Okay.
And you go and smoke a peace pipe. Well, when the Red Indians smoke the peace pipe and bury the hatchet, them form themselves in a confederation. The word confederation come from the Red Indian. We used to bury the hatchet and make peace with one another. And all 10 nations now join in a one.
Okay.
So even the United States of America, the federal, that's why they have a federal government, you know. Because each state have a government, you know. But the federal government is the government of America. Because they find say when you federate, you're stronger. And that's why when even two thieves join up, what do you think the judge and the citizen call when two thieves join up?
Conspiracy.
Confederate.
Okay.
Yes, that's why you and somebody move close together. Them say you know confederate. Because federate mean you come together, birds of a feather. Them not flock together.
That's
so anyway,
right.
Look at them learn these things. And Cecil Rhodes teach them, say, go in Africa, go friend up some of the chief, and then you make a white chief, amongst them talk to them and say, make the whole of it join a federation. And the African chief, them know, so honored to be in a federation. Under the King of England, we help to suppress and capture them own people. So them, every generation come advance and them learn more and more. And next generation come learn how to make machine. And them learn how to make machine from Asian people and African people. Because Asian people and African people was making machine before them. A machine is a device to help you do work, to cut down your work by doing most of the work. The machine do most of the work.
Yes.
So when them learn the principle, when they make one machine, you know, them just halt this up. Like you make a slingshot is a machine, you know. But after you make the slingshot, you start throw stone, make you start make weapon out of stone. You just hitch this up for all 1,000 years. So you call that the Stone Age. Because you know make no whole heap of machine. But when them learn the principle of making machine now, them start can make machine to do any work. So all of a sudden now them knowledge multiply faster than the Stone Age, faster than the Iron Age, and faster than the Bronze Age, where they do one thing all 1,000 years. So when them learn the principle about to make machine,
industrial age.
Yes, when them learn the principle and it start move fast now, them call that a revolution. That is the industrial revolution. How to make machine that can do any type of work. That time now them just need so much work, you know. Them need people to buy the things where them make with the machine. Yes. And that is the only reason why them did free enslavement, you know. Them want people to buy the things them. So them start to pay the slave about 100 out of what him really worth. And them take the 100 where them get now and go buy them sweetie, buy back the same sugar, and buy pen knife and ratchet. So that is the Industrial Revolution. So after them advance more now, them have an imperial revolution now to step up imperialism. They meet in Germany from 1885 to the next year, 1886. And then cut up the map.
1884 to 85. Just
84 to 1886. My mistake, sorry. 1884 to 1885. And then cut up the map. But one place them left out of the map. Abyssinia.
Yes.
Because them get to find so many times them try going from Abyssinia. Not only the European, but also the Arab. Sometimes them get through for 100 years, but the Ethiopia and the Abyssinian always run them out back.
Yes.
So through that now them low Abyssinia and cut up the rest of Africa. One piece of Africa now under domination. Abyssinia. But them claims here two. Them claims here Abyssinia and Liberia. But why you think them say Liberia?
Yes, because
America set up a puppet state in Africa.
Yes.
America never in the Berlin Conference, you know. Because the white man of him was a boss. The white people in Europe of him was a boss to the white man. So
They had observers there though. There was a brethren there representing, but it wasn't official. I don't think it was official government.
Yes, because them a bastard people. So what the American do? The American take. You have some abolitionists amongst the black people that fight to go back to Africa, and some of them make worries. I have all the Maroon of Jamaica when them fight all 1739 and win them freedom. Some of them broke fight after that and then send them go up in Canada in the cold as punishment. And some of the black people in the United States also make revolution. So America decides, all right, I'm going to capture peace Africa and send them go make them feel like them free, but them going to be an agent for we in Africa to help we get in Africa. So they have this country now, they sent them name Liberia. Claims as an independent country, but have many stars, them have many stripes. They make them flag just like the American flag with many stripes, but one star named Liberia. Yeah. You know what the word Liberia mean?
What's that? Freedom?
Yes, free place, a free place.
Because it was started by the American Colonization Society, which Jefferson had
but as usual, as usual, the ruling class infiltrate every movement and them take over most movements. So them infiltrate and take it over.
Yeah, Firestone was running that country too, the Firestone company with the rubber plantations.
Yeah, because Liberia first, the African first discover rubber, you know, and I make things out of rubber. So the European always learning from the African and the Asian. So we using rubber long time. So when them find out about the rubber now, and them start make them cartwheel, when they start learn how to make them cartwheel and them carriage wheel with rubber, them are ride smoother even before a car come.
Yes.
So anyway, long story short, after the Berlin Conference now, them claim say them capture the whole Africa and assign out the whole Africa to them friend, except Abyssinia and Liberia. So now, Abyssinia now is a old-time name for what we call Ethiopia. Is Tafari changed the name back from Abyssinia to Ethiopia, you know? I know.
Yeah, man. And that was very symbolic choice, a Pan-African vision.
Yes, because Abyssinia is a Greek word, but it really means, it comes from an Arabic word named Habasha. And it means many different people mix up together. Because you have Asiatic there, I have African, I have even Indian who migrate from India and be part of the population. Just like how many Indian migrate from Africa, from India and live in Tanzania from over 1,000 years before enslavement. From over 1,000 years before the Western slavery. The Arab carry out a slave trade from Tanzania to India, Arabia. And in turn, them the Arab come in Tanzania, come live by the millions. And them the Indian also. That's why Tanzania is one of the most peaceful places, because them learn to live many different nations from over nearly 2,000 years ago. You understand me?
Yes.
So now, when Tafari take Ethiopia, him decide to put on another a name where have a more meaning, not mixed people, but land of the black-faced people, although it is a Greek word, same way, you know. Ethiopia is a Greek word, same way.
I've heard that the Greek word come from a Ge'ez word.
Well, is that I have to tell you now?
Yes.
Just like what you know.
Yes.
All right, you tell the people.
No, because I thought that as well, but reasoning with some Ethiopians, they said that the Greek was taken from a Ge'ez word, which is the ancient Semitic tongue, and there's a word Ethiopia, which have similar meaning. And one of the things that we have to realize is that there was a consciousness in the ancient people, because they were being invaded. Because you have Kemet, which was the land of Kemet, which they call Egypt, where they were noting that they were black, and then you have the people of Sumer, the black-headed people, you know what I mean, that were there in Mesopotamia, who wouldn't call themselves that, the black-headed people. So there were all of these ancient civilizations that were identifying themselves with the sun, with melanin, with the soil, you know what I mean, because there was waves of invasions coming from the north, after a certain point. And, there's speculation about wars with Neanderthal, which was a European subclassification of humanoid, which...
A European caveman, that?
Yeah, the caveman. Yes. You know what I mean? So, but continue, because we're talking. If you're just joining us, we have the great Jerry Small here. We are going deep into the history. We're celebrating the Battle of Adwa. We have right now, as we speak, the same Arabs and the Persians at war with Rome. You know what I mean? One of the great wars that was foretold is taking place right now. But we have to go to where colonialism, I think, got one of its fatal blow, because we're watching the fall of colonialism on the planet. And we have to talk about the root, which is Ethiopia, that gave colonialism a fatal blow on this day, 1896. So we have the great historian Jerry Small here. We're going deep into the history. Let us know where you're watching from. Share the link. Let your brethren and sisters know for gather. We need a crowd for this. Continue, Bongo Jerry.
Yes, I saw. Just like how Ethiopia is a Greek word, but as you know, it derived from a Ge'ez word. And as you know, the Semitic people is a description that come from the Old Testament. The description come from the Old Testament by Moses, said that Adam and Eve was created out of the dirt of Africa, and them live and they get guidance about what to do and what not to do, and what to eat and what not to eat. Well, Moses writes that them disobey what them not to eat, and apart from eating what them not to eat, the man's wife got chat with the serpent and go eat from the serpent too. And the serpent eat from she. That's why them have the snake as a personification. Personification is when you make a quality or a value or a behavior. You make it into a human and call it a name. Like you just say wickedness, or you just say speeding and running. Boy, that's a bolt. Bolt is speeding and running. That's how you personify different qualities and call different qualities by a name. So you call speed Bolt, or you call beauty Venus, or you call the deceiver, or the bunner man. Where the bunner man name again, man? The man where give bun? The man where give bun in a yes, man. The Joe, you know? The coxman where get in between the marriage.
Or Joe Grind.
Yeah, Joe Grind. Well, that serpent represent Joe Grind, because him get to talking with the woman when she was alone. Okay. And him get her to say, well then, boy, although them say you know eat that it eat nice, you know. And the two of we can eat from one another. And him convinced she, you know. And after him convinced she, you know, she go carry the practice to her husband, Adam. And then now, little more, them find out, say what?
Beer things.
Them find out, say, life. Them find out, say, life know what them do behind the corner.
You see?
I know his mother says, life teach him. Life is another name for the Creator, the Almighty. So Moses write the story for trying to kind of illustrate to the children of Israel after them, he might carry them out of Egypt, go back in Palestine.
Yes.
He might write these stories to give them examples, say behave yourself and not do this and not do that. So anyway, after them have two children, one name what? The first one name what? No, that I know. But them say Adam and Eve did have what name? What Adam and Eve son name again, man?
Cain and Abel.
Cain and Abel. And little more them say Cain kill Abel, not true?
Yeah, man.
And you know, say next son them said it born.
Yes, Seth.
No, these are fables, you know, but this fable is meant to teach you something.
Yes.
So many, 1,000
was
years
oral
later,
history.
now more.
It was
1,000
an
years
oral-
later.
Yeah, it was an oral history that the Hebrews had, and Moses was educated in Kemet. So he had, you know, the hieroglyphs, all them things there. So him realized the power of writing, because a lot of those societies were not writing, it was just oral from generation to generation. You hear these stories by the fire, and that make you who you is. But Moses now coming from this superpower named Kemet, you know what I mean, as a prince who fought down in Ethiopia, in Kush, many campaigns and sittings, you know what I mean, and him realized that he would have to write these things down now and preserve it and share it, you know what I mean.
But,
and
yeah,
it
but
continue,
Ethiopia is not down, you know.
Yes.
Ethiopia is up because
yes,
at the highlands, it's the highlands of Egypt named Upper Egypt.
Yes.
It's not because it's the north on the map. North no mean no up. Not because it is north and that, but because it is the highlands. And lower Egypt, where we call Egypt now, the why it is lower Egypt is because they're down low to the sea.
Yes.
And because Ethiopia is in the highlands, that's why the water flowed down. To lower Egypt.
Yes.
And anyway, Moses now, where them say the earth was created 6,000 years ago. The earth and the universe is much longer than 6,000 years ago.
Yeah,
so
man.
Moses knew in part, and him share what him know.
Yes.
And what him never know, him illustrate. And many
Yes.
things that we don't know for sure, we illustrate or give a picture.
Yes.
To demonstrate a point. Not claiming say the exact truth, but a point.
Is a reasonable.
So anyway, long story short is that 1,000 years later, when I'm telling the story of Noah warning the people so them to behave themselves, otherwise the earth are going to destroy. In build a boat now, because him say it's going to rain and flood the place. And after them say the whole place flood. But you know, say the whole earth couldn't flood one time. You know that, yeah?
Yes, I.
Is the earth with them know? Is a part of the earth with them know it flood? But them never know say the earth round and it much larger than what them think. Anyway, them say the earth flood and them in the boat and them and them family save. And after them come out of the boat. But him did have some children before. And him son them name what? Now for him son them name Hamashem.
Yes, I.
And Japhet.
Yes, I.
Well, them say out of these three sons, all of the different continent of the world was populated.
Yes.
And them say Ham populate which continent?
Africa.
And them say Japhet populate which continent?
Europe.
And them say Shem populate which continent?
Asia and
Asia.
Mediterranean.
And that is why the Hebrew and the Jew and the Arab and more of them are termed Shemitic.
Yes.
Not just the Jew alone. When you criticize the Jew claim that he is anti-Semitic. Is it only the Hebrew who is Semitic?
Yeah, and if you no,
please, one at a time, one thing at a time. Is it only Hebrews who are Semitic?
No.
And yet the Jew capture things so much that him claims that when you do anything or you is against a Jew, you are anti-Semitic, as if him comprise all of the Semitic people in the earth. The Arab also is Semitic and many other people is Semitic.
Yes.
So you see how people capture things so that they can capture land also.
Yes, yes.
The main reason why people capture and claim and make titles for themselves is to capture other lands.
Yes.
Even in Ethiopia, ruling tribe capture other tribe and capture them territory. You know that?
Yeah, of course. We're gonna get into that because that's what made Adwa so special, is that they put down some of these historic grievances to come together against an external foe. So we're gonna talk about some of the kingdoms, because remember that in 1892, Menelik was marching on Tigray, with the army, but he decided to turn back because of the famine. He realized that if he go all the way into Tigray with no food to feed his army, he couldn't manage. But he was going there to put down the insurrection because Ras Mengasha and Ras Alula were rising an army to come and take back the throne because they thought that Menelik take it away from Johannes the Fourth. It should have passed to his son, who was Ras Mengasha. So, the fact that Ras Mengasha and Ras Alula put aside their petty difference and kneeled down before Menelik, put the rock on their shoulder, went and gave fealty when they realized the Italians them were coming. This is one of the great stories of Adwa, what made Ethiopia different than some of the other African places where they didn't submerge those differences and they were picked off one by one. In Ethiopia, some of these warring kingdoms came together. But I want the eye to build us because I love how you're building the story to Adwa. So just take us, we're talking about colonialism because we have to put it in context, family. This was a blow to colonialism that Africa gave. It sent shockwaves to the whole planet. Just as if America and Israel are not able to conquer Iran and survive this initial blow, and they come out or if they sink one of these aircraft carrier, it's gonna be a major blow. It's not gonna be the end, but just to imagine what it was like for Europeans to read about Africans winning in a victory when they thought that Europeans were unbeatable. We're just painting a picture, but continue with the rise of colonialism, Bongo Jerry.
One of the reasons why the Europeans think that they are unbeatable is because when people are ahead of other people for quite a while, several generations, they always assume that they are unbeatable. Now, because of the Industrial Revolution and the building up of free labor, 400 years of free labor, they gather some riches that they had never seen in their thousands of years of history, and they assume that they are unbeatable. Now, after them have the Berlin Conference and all of them get allocated certain place, one of the weaker nations, Italy, now want to have a bigger place in Africa. And because they did capture a part of Ethiopia earlier, the sea coast of Ethiopia, when named Eritrea, because Eritrea is the sea coast of Ethiopia because it is beside the Red Sea.
Yes.
And really, the word red come from the word E-R-I-T, which is red in the Greek language too, red. So anyway, because Italy did done penetrate and have Eritrea in their possession for a little while, they plan now, say, because there's turmoil in Ethiopia and Menelik look like him getting weak, them plan to invade and capture the whole Ethiopia, especially like how them did capture some other place beside Ethiopia, not only Eritrea, but what them call piece of Somalia, what them go call Italian Somaliland.
Yes.
So they make up them army now and decide to go in there, 1896. Now, Haile Selassie father, Ras Makonnen, he wasn't the absolute leader of the Ethiopian army, but he was the most trusted, one of the general, because him cousin Menelik, Menelik the emperor is him cousin, and him trust him very much. And he also sent that cousin into the northern and eastern part of Ethiopia, when named Harar, where most of the Muslim and most of the Arab attempt to capture Ethiopia, because not only Italy penetrate Ethiopia for capture, the Arab going to go control Ethiopia for a few years, back and forth. Sometimes it's gone back and forth between the Arab and the Christian Ethiopian, the Arab and the Christian Ethiopian, sometimes the Jewish Ethiopian, back to the Christian Ethiopian, and back and forth.
Yes.
So now, Italy
I think the Ottomans were in Harar for about 100 years, as you say, on that time.
Yeah, well, the Ottomans is not Arab, But most people most people assume that they are Arabs because they are Muslim.
Yes.
But the Ottomans, Turkey, is European, but them is a European Muslim.
Yes.
But most people just use the words Arab and Muslim interchangeably, like how people that use Christian and European interchangeably. And that's why so much of the black people was quick to turn Christian, because when you turn Christian now, you become an honorary white.
Okay.
So automatically, as you turn Christian and have Christian name, you're coming like he's a second-class citizen and not a third-class citizen again. Anyway, long story short, Menelik did send him cousin up in the Muslim part of Ethiopia to keep it under control, that them not overrun Ethiopia again.
Yes.
And he succeeded not only in keeping it in control, but he intermarried with a Muslim family, which helped to make a kind of peace and bring them to a peace agreement, Christian and Muslim, in a peace agreement through intermarriage. That is how Makonnen married a woman who come from out of an Islamic family. You understand? And in turn, His Majesty himself marry a woman who come from out of an Islamic family, which is Empress Menen, which many people don't know. But sometimes when the Islamic family want to get a bigger share in the government, them convert to Christianity. And most of the conversions that take place in the world is in order to gain either privilege or relief or some kind of status.
Yes.
So,
and just to interject, Emperor Johannes IV had a policy where he demanded that the leaders, his vassal kings, you either convert to Christianity or you lose your land. You know what I mean? You had to abdicate because he was very militant. And one of the people who decided to take the Christianity and keep his titles was Muhammad Ali, who became Ras Mikhael, who was also the father of Lisa Yasso, and he was also related to Empress Menen. He was her patron, you know what I mean? But continue.
Well, the Almighty now never make no human being to rule over another human being. And the Almighty never make no family to rule over the other families. These things happen through strength and power. Because another family might have many more sons than our next family. And them have many horses and many cattle, and them have many manservants working for them who is not even them family. They were able to exert a lot of force and strength over them neighboring, not only neighbors, but them own relative them. So you have the rich cousin and you have the poor cousin, and you have the neighbors who bully the other neighbor, but more time them live good, but the next time them bully them. And you have the family where strong and have all the arms, where when the whole tribe reach to the oasis to drink, them go up front and run with everybody and say, wait till we drink, because we is the first family. But under the Almighty God set that so. A human being set that so.
Yes.
And Haile Selassie didn't know, because his father did help to train him. And two of the main things when father did help to train him. When you get authority in Ethiopia, you must abolish slavery. Yes. Because all the Christian with the top family them in Ethiopia are Christian. Them still have slave. Still have slave, you know. And I ain't slave as a human being, and I go to church and I make sign of the cross.
Yes.
So I listen to Makonnen and teach him like a son say. Menelik do have no son, and therefore him do have no son to succeed him as emperor. He want me to succeed him as emperor, but I know I'm not going to live as long as him. I'm going to die before him. Makonnen know that, you know. So Makonnen train Tafari and says, you is the one who go inherit. And you must abolish slavery when the time come. And the next thing you must know, say, lordship over the other people them is not going to go on forever. The first thing you do, you're going to share authority with the people by making a parliament And after that, you go and make a constitution that everybody must obey, including the king. And gradually everybody go and find out that everybody equal and no family is above any other family. And Tafari did do the works that would bring about those things. And that's why I'm fame go abroad before him crown. That's why the movement, me and Rastafari movement, you know. Because people start hear about the progress and where him bring in long before him crown. Him crown one time as Ras. Him crown one time as Ras. Yes, him crown as Ras. Him crown the next time as king.
Yes.
And him crown a third time as king of kings.
Yes.
But long before him crown as king of kings, he was carrying out these words and the Rastafari movement start before the coronation. Anyway, long story short, the Italian invaded Ethiopia.
Have you seen this picture on the screen, Bongo Jerry? Have you seen this picture before?
Yes, I know this picture.
Yes.
And Tafari always say that him and Ras Imro grow like two twin brothers. Tafari is in the middle.
Yes. And this was taken right before the Battle of Adwa. This was
Tafari 4-year-old.
Yes.
Tafari is less than 4-year-old. I mean, this is March and it would be 4 in the July.
Yes. So this is a great historic picture. But continue with the journey.
Yes, and as that picture can demonstrate, several times when the foreigner and even the local Ethiopian tried to overthrow Haile Selassie, they tried to approach Ras Imro and use him against his cousin and him twin brother. And him refused to do it, and him tell them, say, you can't shot me, kill me, I not work with you. So when Haile Selassie's son, what's name again?
Aspa
Wossen. When Aspa Wossen joined with the attempted coup 1960, his father was not amused. Haile Selassie was not amused because him know said him also tried to force Ras Imro, or Ras Imro tell them say liberty or death.
Right.
And when Haile Selassie returned from Brazil and go back in Addis Ababa and overturned the coup, and his son meet him at the plane and lie down on the ground and apologize for how him joined with the coup. Haile Selassie said, get up off of the ground. And nobody pet him, I'm not pet him. So get up off of the ground. If I was coming to your funeral, I would be proud of you. But don't try to get no sympathy from me because you're going to lie down on the ground in front of me. But still afterward, him still relent, you know, and still maintain him as crown prince. What him know what him know. But anyway, long story short, the invasion of Ethiopia took place and they failed. They failed to overcome Ethiopia. That even the Emperor Menelek's wife, Empress Taitu, she went on the battlefield herself and was one of the leaders into battle of the Ethiopian soldier. At that time, them did have some good arms and a whole heap of good horse, and them know the mountainside and so on. And them defeat the Italian, the first time an African nation since Egypt. Because in Egypt, they couldn't even try nothing for Egypt.
Yes.
But it was the first in modern time that a full European power was defeated in battle by an African power. And it was very embarrassing for them.
Yeah, man. Oh, one second here. I have an elder Bongo Grease out of Trinidad. Bongo Grease says, I must highlight that while I celebrate the Battle of Adwa, it's important to note the role of women in assisting the men in the war. 2 weeks before the Battle of Adwa, Empress Taitu defeated the Italian by starving them of basic supplies. The women became advisors to the emperors of Ethiopia. Let's celebrate the role of the empresses today also. So I think you mentioned Empress Taitu, you know, right before, but Bongo Grease is just highlighting. Big up yourself, Bongo Grease, all our Trinidad family. Share the link. We have the legendary Bongo Jerry here, live, Battle of Adwa special edition, Lion Voice. We are going into the history, family. tonight. Make sure you tell your brethren and your sister it's happening online in real time. We're going deep. And as we speak, bombs are dropping all over the Middle East. The same Arabs who start the slave trade, their capitals are seeing fire raining from the sky. We read Ezekiel 38 and 39, and it talk about the fireballs coming from the sky. The Mosai is going to bring down his wrath, the slave driver and the slave catcher. You know what I mean? The European, the Arab. Is a war, and the Persian is there, you know what I mean, in the midst. So it's a very interesting thing that's happening. But we're going to the root. We're going to Africa. We're talking about the Battle of Adwa, the African victory today. What a joy to have one of our legendary elders. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. It's a reasoning. You know that when we gather as a global family, and I see Paul, brother Paul Motingwa from Botswana tuning in. I see there in the comments, global platform. You know how we do it over here. Big up all the way Africa, family them tuning in. And make sure you share the link, you know what I mean, and let the ones them know that, yes, Armageddon war is raging, but we have our own story and we're going to tell it and we're going to experience it through our own lens. So we're talking about the Battle of Adwa. I wanted to ask the Ibongo Jerry in terms of the Italian claim, you know, and the role of the Vatican. I went to a movie screening on Friday, big up Haile Garima. He has a film series, a 5-part documentary on the Italian invasion that took place in 1930 called Black Lions, Roman Wolves. I went to the premiere.
The invasion that took place in 1935?
In 1935, yes, sorry. But you know, he had a lot of images of the Vatican blessing the bombs and, you know, the role of the church. What was the role of the Roman church in this Battle of Adwa? Give us some of the background. What was happening in Italy at the time of the invasion?
Now, the Roman church came about after Rome executed the man Yeshua, what them call Jesus.
Yes.
You know that the Roman executed the man them called Jesus.
Yes, I.
And they executed him for a capital crime. Capital punishment is a punishment of putting you to death, because there are certain crimes that is punishable by death in different countries. Now, the charge that the Jesus was charged for was attempting to overthrow the government of Rome, but they don't preach that. They don't preach that in the church. They try to conceal that. Now, after Rome execute him, it is found that he was alive for days after that. You know that, Dino?
No.
Yes, man, he was alive for days after that. Matter of fact, you know, it is written in the book that him a hang upon the cross. I'm supposed to hang till dead, you know, just like how the death sentence for hanging.
Yes.
You are to be hanged by the neck until dead.
Yes.
Because before them did say until dead, enough people was up there all 6 hours not dead yet. And them cut them down and free them. So afterward, them add on that part to the sentence and hang by the neck till dead. So it was now them used to hang you upon a tree. The Rome crucify people by Rome execute people by hanging them, nailing them onto a tree and make them hang there. But when them nailed this man onto the tree, he was hanging there so long that the Roman soldier, you remember you said the Roman soldier push a spear up in him side?
Yes.
Why you think them push a spear up in him side?
He wasn't dead.
No, he was hanging there too long.
Mm-hmm.
And them can't take it no more and them more and go away. So them push a spear up in them side.
Mm-hmm.
And water come out first. You remember reading that?
I need to brush up.
Because if water in your belly, and then pierce your intestine, the water going to come out first.
Yes, yes.
Water come, you can go back and read it. Water come out first, and after that, blood. And when them see the blood come out, them say, yeah, man, them can't live. And a man named Joseph from in Egypt, not the Joseph that was in Egypt some 1,000 years before. Them call him Joseph of Arimathea, remember?
Yes.
He was a very rich man. So the rich people in those days, when them find a cave, they would buy the cave. Or anyway, them find a cave, they would have buy the field where that cave in. And the rich people would have buried inside a cave like how people that buried in the pyramid. Poor people couldn't afford that.
Yes.
So Joseph of Arimathea did buy that cave long time and said that is for him burial spot. So he went to the Romans after them pierce him side, or probably even before, and said, please allow me when him dead to get him body and bury him. And the Romans allow him. Remember? You know, read that.
Yes.
So him now and the other people them take down the man and hang there and carry him, go and lay down in the cave and wrap him up and put in incense and all them things on him. And 3 of the women who used to follow him said them nah left the cave. You remember?
Yes.
Nah left the cave. But little more them leave still. And after like another day pass, them go back. And when them go back, them go find the clothes fold up neat, you remember?
Yes.
All right. And when them did it, them hear a man say to them, say, why are you looking for the living in the place of the dead? And them said them couldn't make out the man features good, you remember?
Yes.
All right. Well, days later now, them up on the seaside a reason. Oh, them kill off them leader and all them way there. And that time them out, them don't kill them after, you know. You hear me?
Yeah, man, I'm listening. And
a man come amongst them and I talk to them, but him face kind of hide. Because you know, so them man wear enough head wrap and them thing there.
Yes.
Him face kind of hide and him reasoning sound familiar. And little more now, him go get some fish. Because most of them disciple them, no for them was fisherman, you know. That's why the woman them rest near the seaside. And him get some fish now. And him broil the fish, but him cook it a special way, you hear me?
Yes, I.
And when him cook it a special way and them see him do certain thing and do certain thing, them say, you know, sir, man, you remember read that?
I have to go brush up. I don't remember that.
Yeah, man, the 4 different gospels. The 4 gospels is the same story, but some man remember something and write it down. Other man remember other thing and write it down.
Yes.
But 3 of the gospels have almost the same thing like the other 2. So then call them the synoptic gospel. Because the whole of them is the same. And one of the gospel now don't too much the other one. So them not call it synoptic gospel. But the one we name Luke now. Luke, the apostle who was a medical doctor. You didn't know say Luke was a medical doctor?
No.
Well, him get a whole heap of description in it with medical details that you could have said a man will know more than the average about the anatomy and about body and about sickness.
Okay.
And it's Luke give the account when him tell them, say, who no have no sword, sell your garment and go buy a sword. Luke 22.
Okay.
So anyway, it was days before them realized, say, you know, say the man, and you know, say the man never dead. You hear me?
Yeah, man. It sent shockwaves through the whole of Northeast Africa.
Yes, and then now, like Marcus Garvey, where them are tracked down for years to mash him up. And them say, you know, so we have to create a federal police to catch this guy. Yeah? And that's how the FBI was formed. And when them formed the FBI and hold Marcus Garvey and put him in prison by infiltrate some of him member and him executive and turn them against him, and have him in prison, the movement will grow bigger. All them they are prison.
Yes.
And many times the great leader, when them kill them, the movement get bigger. And many times when they put them in prison, the movement get bigger. Like Mandela.
Yes.
And many times when them beliefs of them dead, them never dead. So now, the church, the belief and the understanding, the belief is not no belief in a miracle, you know. The belief is that with faith, and if you put away your old life and live a new life, you can get together and put off and shove off the oppressor off of you. So the faith spread stronger and stronger, worse when the mirrors of the man never dead, you know.
Yes.
And the disciples start get converted all in a Rome. All in a Rome, you know. Both Roman citizens and Hebrew and slave and capture people. Because you know, say in a place like in a great colonial power imperial state. You know, so people from all about living there.
Yes, of course.
Then you have people of more different nations living there than America.
Yes.
Well, that is how Rome was. And the church start grow all inside of Rome. All the time it's secret and underground them mafia worship, you know.
Yes, because Jupiter, that time Jupiter and Isis and all of the different old gods used to reign in Rome.
Yes.
Ishtar.
And not only that.
Yeah.
The main place of worship was Mars Hill.
Yes.
Mars Hill. And if you read the book, you hear about Dionysus, the Areopagites.
Yes.
Who used to assemble with the rest of the pagan in a Mars Hill, but afterward some of them get converted. And Saul, who was a Hebrew, like many of our people, collaborate with the invader. You know, a lot of our people collaborate and work with the invader.
Yeah, man, every time.
And get title from the invader. Well, Saul was a top police officer at 24 years old. And was also a rabbi. You know what a rabbi is?
Yes,
A rabbi is a Hebrew, highly versed in the Hebrew law. Well, Saul versed in the Hebrew law and in the Roman law. And the Roman use him against them same Hebrew. And after him kill off the whole of the Hebrew in Jerusalem, him decide to go extradite from other country now, because them done out, as far as him know, them done out in Jerusalem. Him get extradition papers and head now for what? Damascus. And when him go at Damascus for go extradite believers in a Damascus, and get licked down on the way. Because the man never dead. And the man said to him, say, why you persecute my people for? And Saul licked down on the road and blind and said, Lord, how are you? How me a persecute? I wish man this is me a persecute him for. How are you? Which fellow me a persecute? Him say, I am he, same one. We're not crucified with you. And now you try to kill out my follower them. And so it was that Saul, after him pass through them experience, him start believe, say, really and truly, this set of disciples rise up to overthrow Rome. And you can't survive and win with Rome. And Saul get converted and become one of the Christian soldier. And Rome charge him now and decide to execute him, and them did execute him. But before them execute him say, no little local pilot overseas judge in a Palestine, Roman judge, can't try me. You have to carry me go to Rome, go try me, because I'm a Roman citizen. Yes. Don't we have enough of our brethren and citizen that is American citizen?
Yes, I.
And don't the Jamaica government dare not hold on upon them if them assert them American citizenship?
Yes.
Don't I know that?
Yes, I.
Yes, I. Well, it's the same way Saul. And that is how Saul changed him name and turned Paul.
Yes.
Well, anyway, long story short is that the Makonnen was him cousin foreign minister. Because he used to travel go foreign from before the Battle of Adwa.
Yes.
And he was one of the major generals who win the Battle of Adwa, along with tied to the Empress. And not only the Battle of Adwa lead to the world recognizing the woman them and recognizing March as the female month. You know that?
Yes.
Not only that, but Empress Menen born when.
April 3rd.
Aye, the 3rd of April. Well,
Yes.
at one time I hear says March, and next time I hear is April. But
Yeah,
that is one of the main reasons. That's one of the main reasons. Hold on, please. Hold on, please. That's one of the main reasons when Menelik daughter go up on the throne after him. Remember, say Menelik daughter go up on the throne after him grandson. Him grandson go up on the throne first, 15-year-old youth. What name?
Lijayasu.
Lijayasu. That means Prince Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
But Lijayasu father was a Muslim. And after him go up, him and Tafari grew up together, but Tafari was about 4 years older than him. But when Lijayasu go up on the throne now, him start wearing turban and him make a flag with the crescent, the moon and the star, the crescent, moon and the star in the Ethiopian flag. And him start visit the mosque. Now when you become Emperor of Ethiopia and the Christian Empire of Ethiopia, you have to swear loyalty to the Ethiopian church. So after him do that and do many other bad things, the other noble them decide to take him off of the throne, and them never like Tafari and I didn't know. I didn't know that. Are you there? I don't know if I am being heard. I would like to know if I'm being heard.
Yes, yeah, I'm hearing the eye. I'm hearing the eye. Sorry.
All right, now the noble them put Elias upon the throne because him is the Emperor Menelik grandson. But them not trust him, But the same royal council put Elias upon the throne. Them afraid that Tafari more than Elias, They didn't know. I'm not hearing Kwasi. But I don't know if I'm hearing me.
I'm hearing the eye. I'm hearing the eye. Sorry. Go ahead.
Did you know that the royal council were put Elias upon the throne? Did afraid that Tafari more than Elias?
Yes, because he was already a legend by that time in Ethiopia. He was a strange child,
Yes. And they know that he is going to abolish slavery.
Yes.
And they know that he is going to curtail a lot of their powers where them is abusing. And he know that he is going to demand that the church must give up the church land. Because the church control the most land, take away the land from the people of Ethiopia. Between the church, the nobility, and the royal family, take away the most of the land of the people of Ethiopia. And Tafari being trained by his father, so you have to restore back the land to the people, and the church must give up the land.
Yes, serious thing.
So anyway, when the invasion of Ethiopia, as I said, Tafari father helped to lead the battle along with Empress Taito and the other leaders. But he was even more highly rated than the other general them because he was also the foreign minister. And he, Makonnen Tafari father, his modesty father, him and Menelik used to send many missions into the Western Hemisphere, come and check we the enslaved people and the downtrodden people in the West. Many times them send missions to the West here. To America, to the Caribbean, and to Mexico and other places. Long time them carry out those work. Even before Tafari and father was doing that work before. So after the Ethiopian win the Battle of Adwa, 1896, 3.5 years after Haile Selassie born, the fame of that victory go through the whole Africa, which was under captivity, especially into South Africa. And that is why South Africa did become such a strong associate of Ethiopia, because I don't know if you know of the tradition of Ethiopianism. You know of the tradition of Ethiopianism?
Yes, I.
That is a tradition where the black people all around the world, through reading the Bible, identify that their identity is in the Bible from Genesis right back to Revelation, and therefore it gives them an extra faith in of the gospel and in the fact that the African is going to unite and come from under captivity. We call that Ethiopianism.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
so the fame of that victory of Ethiopia spread over the whole Africa and spread to us in the Caribbean here. And it led to the Pan-African movement start. And the Pan-African movement never started 1945 in England. That was just the resumption of the Pan-African conferences. Because the Pan-African conference started, I think, is 1900, not true?
Yes, 1905, I think.
Yes. And when the ANC was formed, I think in 1912.
I'm not sure the exact date for the ANC.
It was formed from way back. And it was part of the Pan-African movement. And the Pan-African movement strengthened Ethiopia and started identifying Ethiopia. And people start to hear about this young ruler now, 1916, who was given regent of Ethiopia. Regent means that you are going to be the future king, but you are not king yet. And you are ruling. So the empress was there, Empress Zauditu Menelek's daughter. But Tafara was given the regency to run the government, meanwhile she is the figurehead. But her husband and other lords were always planning to overthrow Tafari before he become crowned. And one at a time, when Tafari discovered a plot against him demand that Empress Zauditu must declare him Negus or king, so that him rank higher than the other races. He must just harass like the other races. Yes. So him demand that she must make him Negus or king, which is higher than the other races. You did have a couple of other Negus in Ethiopia, but they make him Negus Tafari. He was crowned 1928 as Negus when him discover a plot against him for kill him. And again in 1930, Empress Zauditu husband and some other man a plan to kill Tafari again. And he was in Menelik Palace. And them surround him in a Menelik Palace to kill him. But he knew of it before. And him stay inside of the palace while them surround him, because he wanted them to surround him first. And then he sent messages to the main amount of his soldiers, and they come and surround those who try to surround him, and them kill off the whole of them. And when them kill off the whole of the leadership, Haile Selassie step over them body out of Menelik Palace and walk foot down to Zauditu Palace. And although him know that she know what going on and she's part of it, him bow down to her and say, Your Majesty, all of your enemies are dead. And him name them out, starting with her husband. And so she dropped down. Dropped down and collapsed and dead a few days later. Wow. And that's how Haile Selassie become Emperor of Ethiopia. But him decide not to crown same time. Him decide to keep 7 months of mourning for the same empress who was planning with her husband to kill him. So him keep 7 months mourning, and during that time, him fix up Addis Ababa, him buy some plane, and him bring up some black American pilot to come train the Ethiopian pilot them to fly the plane, and him send out invitation all around the world, from America to England to France to every major country in the world, including Japan. 70 countries was represented at him coronation 7 months later. So Empress Zauditu dropped down on the 2nd of April 1930. Tafari take the throne, but him not take the crown until 7 months later. Meanwhile, him plan and send out invitation and keep up a mourning for Zauditu.
But I want to go forward to why did Rome have such a eye on Ethiopia? Why did they attack for Adwa, and then before that Dagali, where they were defeated by Rasalula? Why did what was the reason that the Vatican and this Western Christianity take set on the Ethiopian Christian church?
World empires are always sensitive to who them know they cannot conquer and who them know is going to topple them. You understand? So from the time of the Queen of Sheba hear about a king that wiser than her? Or did you know that for a time his only female could be crowned as the head of Ethiopia?
In the ancient time?
Yes.
Yes.
In the ancient time, in a certain period in the ancient time, only the female of the royal family could be the monarch, and she had to be a virgin also. The only way she not be a virgin is if she marry another king, but the tradition is in Ethiopia is that the king where she marry must wiser than her. Empress Menen, no, Empress, the Empress, what them call the Queen of Sheba. She used to send trade mission, just like how the Ethiopian eunuch in just after the crucifixion of Christ in Acts of the Apostles, that's 2,000 years ago. He went to Jerusalem to do trade with Jerusalem, you know. That's what he was doing in Jerusalem, you know. He was the finance minister of the Queen of Sheba. Remember the Ethiopian eunuch in Acts of the Apostles?
Yes, I.
Yes, he was the finance minister of the Queen of Ethiopia. And he went to Jerusalem both to do some trade and also on a pilgrimage to the holy place. Now, 1,000 years before that and more, the Queen of Ethiopia also used to send trade mission there. And she is a virgin queen, but she, our glands and our life force, like any adult, is coming alive, and she want to cohabit with a man. But she know that it have to be another person of her rank, and the person have to be wiser than her. Well, when our trade mission come back to Ethiopia over 1,000 years before the Jesus born, and tell her that there's a king in Jerusalem now who is the wisest man in the whole earth. So the Queen of Sheba at the time, she figured that if him is the wisest man in the whole earth, most likely him wiser than her. And she decided to go on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem to meet this man. And she go with a long wagon train. You know wagon train?
Yeah, man.
When people are trade in a great numbers and great big degree of trading, big trading, it's all 1,000 donkey and 1,000 camel.
Yeah, man.
And
It's a whole city.
500 wagon.
It's like a whole city move when they camp every night. Yeah, it's a whole city. But that also shows the power of Ethiopia at that time, that they could travel over land, not worrying about bandits or other nations.
And why did they not worry about bandits?
Because they're traveling with the army too.
Yes, the army is huge, and the army is well armed, and the army camp round and about them.
Yes.
Because it's civilization. Teach people to circle a city with a wall as long as you have running water. You live inside of the encampment. And also when you camp, when you're out in the field, you camp round and about, and you circle the wagon them, you put the wagon them in a circle on the outside, and you put the soldier them outside of that pan horse. And that tradition come from Africa. It named crawl. You know crawl?
Yes.
K-R-A-A-L. You know crawl?
Yes, yes.
K-R-A-L-L is how the African build them compound in a circle with a wall outside and soldier around the wall and soldier inside of the wall right round too. And the European take the word corral, C-O-R-R-A-L, from crawl.
Okay.
The African. Have you ever hear about the crawl in America, the corral?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. In the West.
What is the name of the famous movie? What is the name of the famous movie?
OK Corral.
Gunfight at OK Corral, the biggest corral where they have in America.
Yes.
So anyway, so it is that His Majesty ascend the throne, And after 7 months, him take the coronation with 17 nations attending, and many other people from other nations, including Jamaica, also attending, many others. And him fame go from strength to strength. Because the Tafari movement are going long before that, you know. And worse now, him go crown. And go declare some more progress, abolish slavery, declare less than a year after him crown. Him crown the 2nd of November. And by the 31st of July the next year, which is just 8 months later, him declare a constitution. Him declare a constitution.
Yes.
That make all of the people of Ethiopia, all adults in Ethiopia, have a talk in them government. And him build a parliament building. And 1955, 25 years later, him revise the constitution and give out more authority, more power, and him go on and spread it and spread it.
Yeah, man. And they had another constitution in 74
Yes.
before the Dirk came in, the next version of the
Yes,
revised constitution they were
Yes,
working on.
he did. And at that time, that's where him named Zara Jacob.
Yes.
Because he knows that Asfa was not going to make it.
Yes.
Asfa was never by, you know. But he was incapacitated.
Yes.
He was incapacitated with a stroke for years and living in Germany. And Haile Selassie, after meeting at the Nana Line conference in Algeria in 1973, meeting with all the Nana Line leader them, including Fidel Castro and Michael Manley. When the conference over, him don't go back to Ethiopia. Him go to Germany, go visit him son. And when him son get the visit, Haile Selassie go back to Ethiopia now from Germany, him a fly over Italy, and him own grandson in the plane with him, take out a gun and walk down to him seat, him grandfather seat, and juke him grandfather in the chest with the gun. And say he must agree to come off a throne by the time the plane land in Ethiopia. Well, Haile Selassie's daughter is also on the plane, which is the mother of this grandson. And she gets up and, you know, the boy now got to kill his mother. She gets up and she just force herself between her son and her father. And when she force herself between, and the armed guard them in the plane, get the opportunity to take down Iskander Desta, the grandson of the emperor, who is also commander of the navy, where his grandfather sent him go train him in a naval responsibility and make him head of the Ethiopian Navy. The security guard take him down and detain him, and the plane land in Ethiopia, 7 o'clock the morning. Well, I am on land in Ethiopia 6 o'clock the morning, 1 hour before. The 13th of September 1973.
Okay. Serious piece of history. We have to do a whole episode just on that, because that's the first me I hear that story there.
And them stopped me from going inside the customs. Because at that time His Majesty was under gunpoint in the air. Them hold me at customs and shoot 2 submachine guns on my belly. I said them not let me in. And when me tell them, say, next time I tell the rest, but when I protest, one of the Ethiopian Airlines man come in the argument. He said, just an Ethiopian Airline man, I'm not government official now. That's why I know say something wrong. Him come in the argument and say, His Majesty is up in Germany. You can go up there, we're going to put you on a plane to Germany. You can go up, you can complain to him. They knew that he was in Germany, you know.
Yes.
Looking for his son, you know. And they knew that he was under gunpoint coming back from Germany. And that's why them could have joked me on my belly with 2 submachine guns and force me in a bus. And the bus drive me straight from the customs, straight to the foot of Air France plane. To get me out of there before the Majesty land. Because they are expecting him to land. They are expecting him to land in handcuffs, you know.
Okay.
And when him plane land 7 o'clock, him step down off of the plane. Because when the plane circle the airport before it land, you know. And when I look out of the window, I see the complete airport surrounded with tank and armored car.
Okay.
And I said to my brethren, when I travel with, something is wrong. The airport is circled by tank and armored car. and somebody jeep them have an anti-aircraft gun upon them. And when the plane land, me and my brethren make everybody come off of the plane first. All right, I'm not going to talk no more. Next time.
Yeah, we have to do a whole episode on that one, Bongo Jerry. That one is a shocker. I never hear that story there yet.
Well, as it was written by the Cubans some years later, the Creeping Revolution, the book name.
Okay.
They said the first attempt, they helped to organize the coup. No, they took over the coup. It was the Israeli and the American government helped to organize the coup.
Yes.
But the Cuban published a book that said the first move of the Derg, the group of people was planned to overthrow. They said the first move of the Derg was on the 13th of September, 1973, but it never succeeded. But later in February 1974, they were able to succeed.
Yes,
and that the 13th of September, that was the that I'm referring to as the first move.
We're gonna have an episode just on that, the Derg and the whole fullness of that. But today is a victory. We're talking about the Battle of Adwa. We are here with the legendary Jerry Small. What I was trying to get at with the Rome argument is that Ethiopia, because the Roman Church, the Pope says that he's on the throne of Peter. He claims authority on the throne, and that Peter was a vicar, that he stands in the place. So the fact that Ethiopia stands on a principle of the throne of King David, which the whole Bible is a story of from David show up in the Bible, the whole Bible based off of the Davidic covenant. There's no covenant to Peter in the Bible. And even when you look in the Bible, the same Peter, the only time Yeshua said, "Get thee hence, Satan," is when he talking to Peter, and they use Peter, who was given the name of the rock. They use him.
Yeah, no, the word Peter. The word Peter means rock,
Yeah, man. So
Petros. That's why when something dead and hard up, them said petrified.
Yes. So they use this throne, and the fact that Ethiopia was there, because remember, if we look at the modern nation state, there's only one nation state that claimed a biblical foundation through their constitution. This was Ethiopia. In the Ethiopian constitution, both the 1931 constitution and again in the 1955 constitution, they made a claim to the Solomonic line. It's written there in the Israeli constitution cannot make the same claim. By blood, the emperor's person is invaluable. Those who seek to harm the emperor.
No. It is inviolable. You cannot violate it.
Yeah, you cannot violate
it. It is inviolable.
Yes. And this is in the law. This is deposited among the covenant of the different nations with the UN. So this was a very important, but this also, for Italy that claims to be the seat of Christendom, this creates a conflict because they are seeking...
All right. Stick up in there.
Yes.
Do you remember when and how Rome recognized Christendom?
Give us that history.
All right. Rome not only did carry Peter to Rome and execute him, them also carry Paul to Rome and try him and execute him too. But the church was growing and growing even in Rome, even though they were in secret. They were growing and growing and growing. And it's 300 years later, after an emperor of Rome named Constantine, a young man, one of his closest friends decided to break away from him and overthrow him. 300 years later, after the church farm, And Constantine, the guy who broke away from Constantine, one of his close friends, organized an army, an assembly army, and conquer whole heap of Italy. And come into Rome now, in the capital now, to take the capital itself. And Constantine was on the back foot, fretting and don't know what to do. And when he went to his bed, he sleep and got a dream. You remember?
Yes, yes.
You remember the dream of Constantine get?
Yes.
The dream that Constantine get is that the only way you're going to overcome your rival who is going to cross the Rubicon and come and overthrow you is if you take up the cross, the sign of the cross, and march and make it march before your army, and you yourself decide now that you are going to be a follower of the cross. And first, him follow the first instruction first. By the next day, him declare to him army, so we're going to march out against this invading army, but we're going to put a flag at the front with a cross on it. And when they march out with the cross on it and defeat the invading army of him friend, him declare the cross and the following of the cross to be the national religion of Rome instead of pantheism. And him declare himself now to be a Christian. You know that is how the Roman Church start?
Yes.
So that is how the Roman Church start and claim to be the head of Christendom. So them is not the church, and them is Christendom. You know what Christendom mean?
What that mean?
It mean a government
Yes.
over Christian. You know what the word the suffix DOM. You know what it mean?
What does it mean?
It means dominion and rulership. It stands for an independent government. That's why you have a United Kingdom. And anything end with dom, it comes from the word domino. Domino no mean card game on board, you know. Domino mean I rule.
Okay.
And I have dominion.
Dominion. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So and we know that it was a Roman church that painted all the Hebrews as white Europeans, depicted them.
Yes,
as
gradually. Them never do it immediately, no.
Yes.
Gradually. Them that is how people do things. And that is how the European turn white, you know. All human beings come from out of Africa. And all human beings all over the world, Asia, Africa, Europe, is out of Africa they come from. And after hundreds and thousands of years, climate change and various things give them different features. That is a fact.
Yes.
And so it is they change things gradually. Very few things them change suddenly. And it's Michelangelo was the one who completed the job. And Michelangelo exists just several hundred years ago, not 2,000 years ago.
During the European Renaissance.
Renaissance mean rebirth, when them born again and start get strong again.
Yes, after the Moors gave them some teachings.
After the Moors ruled them, after the African rule Europe, Southern Europe for 700 years.
Yes. They were able to take what they learned from the Africans and resurgence. And what we're seeing now, many argue, is the ending of that period with this great war that has unleashed on the earth. That this is, one of the final nails in the coffin in terms of empire overreach. We're seeing that China now has become the world power in terms of economic strength, purchasing power parity. The dragon time now is reigning, the Belt and Road Initiative, which they have joined, seeking to connect the whole earth through trade.
What was the most famous thing about the Roman Empire?
What was it? The army, the aqueducts. What was it?
The army and the aqueducts was part of that famous thing. I will tell you.
Right.
The road system.
Road system, yes, transportation.
And the aqueduct was a parallel to the road system, and frequently the aqueduct and the road system run together.
Yeah.
And they are all to facilitate the army. So it's the road system. And that is why you have a saying, all roads lead to Rome.
Rome, yes. serious history, family. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section. We're gonna seal up shortly. We're going almost 2 hours, so we give thanks. We have Elder Bongo Jerry. This was a last minute request of mine. You know, I just had an inspiration and I reach out to the elder and say, make we talk about Adwa. So we give thanks on behalf of the entire Lion Voice Network, because this battle, the Battle of Adwa, we always have to keep it in our mind. We have to tell our children about it. We have to make sure that we mark it, even if we can go to a gathering, and I know there are gatherings all over on this day, but let us take the time to acknowledge the Ethiopian victory, that Ethiopians, warring tribes, Gojam, Tigray, Amhara, you know, Omo Valley man them played a role as well. You know, all the Harar, the Oromo, all of these people, the Somali, all of these people came together to expel the Italian invasion. And the important thing, it wasn't just a victory, it was a slaughter. It was a slaughteration. So it wasn't one of them things that we have to look and say who win and who never win. It was a slaughter.
Yeah, man, you call that a rout. A rout.
Yeah,
R-O-U-T.
Exactly. And there was some criticism before we go. There was some criticism because a lot of people say, why didn't Menelik go all the way to the coast and reclaim Eritrea? That is something that people critique. Menelik, you know, this was right after the Kefu Khan, which was a great famine of Ethiopia. Menelik didn't want to push his army into Tigray, which he didn't feel could sustain, you know, if anything. And then also, you know, he was going to push the Showan army, and even though Ras Mengesha and Ras Alula pledged fealty, I'm sure that part of the calculus was, if I push my army there, I'm into Tigray, I can also be vulnerable after this war, and some double crossing.
I remember, you know. He had just recently established the capital of Addis Ababa, you know.
Yes, 1892.
And this is a great step forward, you know, when you have a central capital,
yes,
with railway, roads, and all different things organizing and linking up everywhere. Because before that, you know, the emperors used to move. They used to rule on the move.
Yes.
They used to rule on the move, and wherever the emperor was capital.
Yes.
So it was, you know, it's a lot of things, and you don't. When you grow too fast, that is what, matter of fact, that is what bring down empires, you know. When they get overconfident and they spread themselves too wide.
Too far.
Yes, from the time of Babel. Babel was built on a strong foundation, you know.
Yes.
Designed to carry a certain amount of floors, like maybe 40 floors. And then go so successfully. When they reach 40, them say, no, man, this can take 20 more, man. And it started to lean like the most famous tower in the world, the Leaning Tower outside of Rome. You know that tower?
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yes, that's where you get the pizza pie from.
Yes.
Where you cut up and slice pizza. Yeah, so when empires get overconfident and spread too thin, because they say they are the Almighty. And every great empire always claimed to be the people of God, you know.
Yeah,
otherwise, them couldn't rule. It's only God could have make us so strong. So it's a sign that God is behind. And even parts in the Bible say, don't fight against government because God set up government. You read them part in the Bible?
No, I don't remember offhand. But
yes, no, you have some parts in the Bible. No fight against government because God set up government. I not swallow them there.
Mm-hmm.
Because human being right Bible.
Yes.
Human being.
Yeah, it's a testimony, and you have to know.
But I love the Bible, you know. I love the Bible, but I don't swallow everything in there.
No, you have to pick sense out of nonsense and know what is there.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Because people also add things in there too, you know.
Yes, they do. They do three things. That's the first thing the Roman do when him declare Christendom to be Christianity to be the religion of the government and turn it not Christendom. The first thing him do, they translate it, they edit it, and they interpret it. And by doing so, they gradually. And so it was only Latin, the Rome forbid the Bible to be available in any other language, and it's not available neither. It locked up in a church in a one cage with a big padlock on it. And in 1600 and something, after England broke off from Rome, 1600 year, 1300 year before after Roman Catholic Church formed. And Britain broke because for them king want divorce and Rome no want him to divorce. His successor call up the best translator and the best writers in the English language, including Shakespeare, and tell them, say, sit down, I interpret this from out of Latin, because everybody must get to read this thing out. And I saw them make King James Version, and them further translate it and interpret and cut again. Because the Roman cut it and translate, the English do it, and every one of them get it. Them ship it up according to us with them.
Yes. And give thanks, the Ethiopian Bible, I think, is now available. But give thanks, this was so wonderful. At the last moment, I'm going to be respectful of the time. Do you have any final sound that you want to share about the Battle of Adwa? Why is the Battle of Adwa important for people to study in these times, Bongo Jerry?
Because it's a symbol of a world power being jealous. Italy was not a world power at the time, but they want to become a world power. And they know one of the best routes would be to take Ethiopia, because they're going to take the whole East Africa and then the whole Africa. And they know from 3,000 years before, they know that the Queen of Ethiopia journeyed on a terrific caravan to Jerusalem, and then discover that she's even richer than Solomon, and she's just as wise as Solomon. And the songs of Solomon, people say it's the story of Solomon, and that's why them say Solomon was black, because in the songs of Solomon, Solomon said, I am black. It's not Solomon did say that. It's a song with different verse, and some of the verse it's a song written for two people, two lovers, to sing to one another. And one of the singers was the Queen of Sheba, and one was Solomon. And sometimes all the women of Jerusalem get all two verses in there, get in two lyrics. Because when Sheba reached into Jerusalem, I remember the king of many mansions, in my father's house. There's many mansions, many palaces, many fortresses. So when she go there, she try to inquire which one of them Solomon in. I remember when the Queen of Sheba in the Song of Solomon said to the daughters of Jerusalem, where can I find Solomon? Them try to turn her back and confuse her and say, move from us, a black girl. Where you try to find our king for? I remember what she replied to them.
What she said?
She said, I'm black. Yes, yeah, of course, me say I'm black. I am black, but I'm comely though. You know what comely mean?
What that mean?
Beautiful, most beautiful.
Okay.
She said, I am black, but I am comely. And the reason why I am black is that the other daughters of my mother was jealous of me, and they made me do not only my work in the sun, but they made me stay out in the sun and do their work also. That's how I'm black. Read it back. And people attribute that verse to Solomon and say, Solomon say, I am black, but come. And the next time now, Solomon talk to her, and Solomon tell her how she's beautiful, and tell her, say, her breasts look like 10,000 rams leaping up on the hills. And why do you leap little hills? And I tell you about the big hills. You can imagine now which big hill I refer to.
Yes,
and then Cuba come back and say, my beloved longed to see me and came to look for me, but the door was locked. And him push him finger in through the keyhole. And when him push him finger through the keyhole, my bowels was moved. Bowels no mean your rear end, you know.
Yes.
But we'll see in the innermost part of you.
Yes.
So you can imagine the keyhole when push a man through. Because Solomon, the song of Solomon is a love song.
Yes. Lot of things in songs.
So Rome know about Ethiopia ascendancy from that time, and know said she went away pregnant, and she also carried away the Ark of the Covenant with her. And Representative Solomon sent 12 men from 12 tribe. That is not with him, you know. After she go away with the son, and the son grow up, she give the son the ring, one of the ring with Solomon gave, and said, go visit your father. And when him go back up to Jerusalem and visit the father say, you look like me, but me not make that catch me, you know. Because I not wear no jacket. And when the boy take out the ring and give him, them organize and make him get the Ark of the Covenant and hold it more thing.
Yes,
and when Jerusalem and the Hebrew religion get overrun and corrupted by Rome, with the Pharisees and Sadducees, there it take refuge in Ethiopia long time, like the Falasha before. So Rome plan long time say, if he want to be the world government again, he must go invade Ethiopia 1896. And him try again 1936, 35.
Yes.
And him not done try. He don't try.
They're trying right now, you know what I mean? They're trying right now is because when they build the third temple, they want to put something inside there. So we still have to stay vigilant, family.
And when Haile Selassie went into exile 1936, where did he go?
He went to Jerusalem.
That is where he went to spend his exile. Yes. But the world power at the time, him tricked the world power. The world power at the time wanted to get him out of there because they had only received Jerusalem 1920. Just 16 years before that, them received Jerusalem as a League of Nations mandate, you know. And when at Tafari landed in Jerusalem 1936, the Jews of Jerusalem gather around him and start say, we king come back. And the English government in Jerusalem get afraid and beg Haile Selassie to leave Jerusalem.
Yes.
And that's why I'm going land. So you can imagine Rome looking on. Say, that is the key, you know, where most of it take Ethiopia. Not even Jerusalem, Ethiopia.
No, it's a serious history. Family, we have our legendary elder Jerry Small here, Bongo Jerry. It's 10 p.m. where we are. We're gonna seal up, but Bongo Jerry is gonna be coming as a regular feature on the channel. So don't worry yourself. I've been reasoning with Bongo Jerry. We're gonna work out, you know, the times and things, but you're gonna see a lot more. We're gonna go into a lot more history with Bongo Jerry in this coming season. As you can see, geopolitically, things are heating up, and we need to know the history of these things. So we're going to bring in Bongo Jerry to give us that elder wisdom, you know what I mean, so that the Lion Pride can be one of the better informed communities out there. I want to thank the Bongo Jerry for coming on this last moment, making yourself available. I also want to thank your queen, you know, your wife, for allowing us the time to take from her king. And I want to thank all of the people who ask, you know, because we get a lot of requests, when you going to bring forward Bongo Jerry, you know. So we give thanks for all of the Lion Pride. Continue to like and share, support the content, consider becoming a part of our Patreon, our monthly subscribers. We're building our energy. We're building our strength, 62,000 strong. We're going to push and push until we have our own production studio, our own infrastructure. Rastafari time now. Big up to all the Rastafari businesses that have been reaching out. If you want to advertise your event, you want to advertise something coming up, reach out to us. We can work out something. If you're an artist and you're dropping a new single, you're an author and you have a new book, reach out, make we work out something. Collective security for surety. We have a growing, powerful Pan-African Rastafari audience that I know would probably love the product or service that you have. Make us work together and build our infrastructure. Bongo Jerry, on behalf of the whole Lion Voice team, you're a national, international, intergalactic treasure, you know. So we give thanks for the eye. Just give us any final sound to the family before we seal up.
Well, I just want to say three things quickly. I want to hail the brethren from Trinidad who did reinforce the work of Empress Taito.
Yes.
I want to hail my wife Sandra. We're
Yes.
a 61 year we reach, you know.
You see that?
And when His Majesty came here, 1966, on my way to the airport, hours of traveling, and when we reached 6 miles from the airport, we pass her. I walk on the road past cement company, 16-year-old, going to St. Hugh's High School, Sandra White, now named Sandra Small. And I want to thank Lion Pride for providing me with a very nice phone when I was in the United States for 5 weeks. I just come back 8 days now. Lion Pride provided me a nice phone. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We have to make sure that they have the equipment that you need. And that's the Global Lion family. Do that. So there you have it, family. Battle of Adwa. The great Jerry Small here. We are celebrating the African victory. We are celebrating that we are the product, and we are seeing that the fight is still on. We still have work to do. We have to prepare tomorrow morning. We're waiting to see what the price of gas will be. The Straits of Hormuz has been closed. I've been warning the family about these things, and now they are happening. So expect the price of gas, food, everything to go up in this coming strong. We're going to need each other more than ever. No one is coming to save us, family. There's no God in the sky. It's within I and I. So make sure that we rise, and we rise confident in the victory of good over evil. Why? Because the time has come for the Lions to tell our own story. And this is the Lion Voice.
Lion
Yes,
voice
sir.
don't move slow, no. Rastafari rules and reigns, and we're going where the blessings flow. Keep it locked, right, so saying? Rashida said that. Lion's Voice.
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it takes the dust. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the Lions to tell our own story. This is the Lion's Voice.
African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Rastafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like Taito. Empress on the front line, we need you. Well, this is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
I will never stop, hail the Most High, and I will never stop, call Rastafari. Blessed love, this is Kushite representing for the Lion's Voice. We are here to tell our own story, Rastafari.
Empress Manel, and I young science. Oh, you're wrong. Universally unfold, be told. Oh. Blessed love, this is Itege Idama, and it's time for the lioness and the lion's voices to be heard. This is the Lion's Voice, Rastafari.
Yo, blazing fire, yeah man, this is Racindio out of Belize. And the time has come for the lions to tell our own story. Right? Yeah, man. We blaze fire, burning the wicked and the dirty vampire. Yeah, man. Racindio said that. Blazing fire. Lion, boy.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the lion voice because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here. Hear me now. Yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
Lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the light. Lion voice.